Ladies and gentlemen, from the Microsoft Theater here in downtown Los Angeles, brought to you by Shawn Porter Promotions.
I just appreciate the arm space. You know what I'm saying?
True.
I appreciate the arm space.
The Porterway podcast remembers Anthony Bernal.
It's like that.
No, he's fine. He's right there.
He's not gonna. Oh,
He's literally on the other side of the curtain.
what the hell?
See?
Oh, well, come on in.
Hey, what's up, man?
That was horrible.
Out of all the build-up,
Oh, my bad.
it's perfect.
Oh, that's me
You're good.
coming
Yeah,
back.
you're good.
What the hell was that, Sean?
My bad.
He went so far when we were joking around beforehand.
I think he just reeled it all the way in.
And then he's like, "Oh yeah, he's on the podcast. He's actually behind there. He's a great guy.
He couldn't do it.
He's healthy.
He couldn't do it.
We got Ann back.
Yeah, I'm back,
Yeah.
baby. I'm back.
We sitting here, we cooling, and we talking about the comments, y'all missing him and so on and so forth. And he's like, you know what? Let's start the show with me not on the show and just, y'all say whatever and then I'll bust in. We gonna make it fun. This dude says, let's just make it real somber.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how, we've lost Ant.
He's dead.
did.
Remembered Anthony Bernal.
Yeah, he said Ant's dead. And I was like, all right, if you want to go that way, we'll go that way,
And you should subscribe in memory of.
You should still
Anthony
subscribe.
Bernal.
That is still true. But
You should.
But then the clock starts, the music starts, and you abort the mission.
He crumbled under pressure.
I don't know what it was.
I'll tell you after the show what it was.
Okay.
I told Carson and Hafey before.
he was
before
like David Blaine, but just explain the trick. Like he was like, oh yeah, all it is, there's a trapdoor. So yeah, you're good.
Man,
Yeah, Ant's here.
we back.
That's cool. So I tell us thumbs are often a comment thing I never noticed, but
Turn it this way. Yeah, like that. Craziness.
Put your thumb up.
I
Normal thumbs.
That's what they call the hitchhiker's thumb.
Hey, that-
right?
I feel like
I do got a messed up finger though.
I got
Do you?
stubby ass
I do,
fingers.
yeah.
I got a messed up finger.
I got fat hands. I got alligator hands.
Was that from work?
No, it was playing football. My hand got stuck in somebody's helmet. Dude kept running.
Scored a scored a touchdown with Ant hanging on.
Oh, no.
It was like NFL blitz. They just kept running.
And who has a helmet? You trying to tackle like the
No, it was the one
guard?
and I did it was a swim move, and dude kept going. It just popped out. And
How old were you?
16, 17. And I supposed to wear a splint. I never did. I was like, man, F it. And then I messed it up again.
So it was
Working. That time was
Yeah,
working.
high school football.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thumb's all bad.
At work the second time?
Yeah.
Or pinky.
Where was that at?
Yeah. What, don't you got a messed up finger too?
Do you have messed up?
I think the only person that got normal fingers is
I
Carson.
just have fat fingers. Mine have this thing called obesity, I think. But yeah, I got like alligator hands.
I don't want to tell the story right now, but yeah, I got a messed up finger.
Yours doesn't look that bad.
No, it doesn't look that
Especially
bad until I go to point to my son and my finger's not direct. It's not pointing directly at
And
him.
both of your sons are
Like,
looking at each other.
hey,
like,
move a little to your right. Listen.
he's like, wait, what
True
you want?
champion. Never made that excuse during
What
his
fight was
career.
that? What fight you hit somebody, you say, shit.
Now, you want to go there?
We can go there.
You remember what happened, right? I don't know if you ever found out. Did you ever find? Did I ever tell you?
I
broke
hold
my
on.
finger.
Hold on, what did we do?
No, I did. Did I break your finger?
Hold on. Did I do something?
Yeah, well, it's no secret. Like fighters go through things.
Okay.
And we choose not to involve the world in what we go through.
Sure.
Because at the end of the day, definitely for me, I don't want any excuses. Mm-hmm. I even had a reporter after the fact say, hey, would you mind talking about it now? It's like, no, I didn't talk about it before, so I don't want to talk about it afterwards. I said, before it would have been, hey, this fight might get canceled. I didn't want the fight to get canceled. We might have to replace Shawn. I didn't want to be replaced. It was a big deal. So I was like, I don't want anybody to know about this. And the reporter that did know about it is a personal friend, and he's like, hey,
Sean Zeitel.
it wasn't
me,
it wasn't him, but he's like, yeah, I won't release the story. And I was like, thank you. Then after the fact, he's like, hey, would you mind, me releasing the story now? And I said, no. I said, I don't need people pat me on the back about what I did. You know, it's nothing, you know, I did what I had to do and I felt like it was what I needed to do. And so I did it.
Beat Sebastian Formella with nine working fingers. I'm not that impressed.
No, I don't think people can really see it, but yeah,
It's a little crooked.
maybe I'll,
Shout the crooked eye.
should we put the x-ray in there, Hafey? Let's go all the way with it, man. Let's just go all the way with it. So,
And then front two knuckles, the most important. On
I
the
would
jab,
say
right?
we were about 2 months away from the fight with no, more than 2 months. We were about maybe three or so months away from the fight with Danny Garcia. And I was at the 24-hour fitness. People that knew me back then knew that I used basketball to get ready for camp. Like
Well, at least
I didn't
you won
want
this fight, so
yeah, I didn't want like to be in camp getting ready for camp. You know what I mean? So I would go play basketball, and I'm playing ball. And this is the point. The part that I want everybody to understand is I didn't injure my finger playing basketball. I injured my finger messing around with the dude while playing ball. But had I not been messing with this dude, it would have never happened.
How did that happen like that? Would you
Right. So it wasn't me dribbling the rock. It wasn't me trying to dunk. It wasn't me trying to steal the ball.
breaking your finger?
It was
dunk would be hilarious.
yeah. It wasn't me trying to get a rebound. It was nothing like that. Dude gets the rebound. He passes the ball off. Known dude for a minute now. So after he passes the ball off, I'm starting like kind of like jabbing you a little bit like that, messing with him. And I turned to run down the court, and something I just happened to look down in my hand, and I stopped. I said, hey y'all, think I broke it, and my finger was actually turned like yeah. They were like, a couple guys ran up like, no, it's just dislocated. I said, should I pop it back in? They said, everybody, nah, champ, go to the ER. It's right across the street, right across the parking lot.
how far out was you?
Listen. I'm walking out the gym, and I walk back in. I said, hey, don't tell nobody about this, all right? They say, no, we no, we got you.
Delete tweets.
Yeah. It's like, no, we got you. And so, you know, one thing led to another, and it actually ended up being broke. I think that more than anything, I was like kind of like just stunned is why I didn't feel anything. But actually, I got it fixed day of, and then I went and saw a hand specialist, and they took out the rod that another doctor put in, and they put it all the way back together.
Day of the injury. My mind went to day of the fight. I was like,
Oh no.
Come on, Carson.
I was like, that is
Come on,
bold.
Carson.
strategy.
I think at this point
They're doing the hand wraps, and Sean's like, can you crack this in real quick?
in terms of weeks, we had to be a good 12 weeks or
Okay,
so
so
away
still a
from the
while.
fight. Yeah, we had a little while.
Hey, what KP say?
KP was mad. He was livid. I know he's mad right now. He's sorry, Dad. He said, but
Does KP still watch the episode?
I think he does.
Okay.
I think he does.
Yes.
I haven't seen him.
We haven't talked about it in a minute. Yeah. But
I miss you, KP.
So
I'll see him soon.
So he's like, why didn't you call me? Why didn't you do that? I was like, I just wanted to get it done on my own. You know, I broke it on my own. I wanted to take responsibility and get it fixed. He's like, that's not how you do it. He said, if you called me, I'd have took you to a hand specialist and you wouldn't have to have done anything twice. He said, but now we're going to LA. We're going to I'm like, man, it's already fixed. He's like, no, we're going to LA. So went to LA, got it fixed up.
Were you not able to spar?
I would say
I don't do this to Danny Garcia.
No. I sparred a collective a good 4 weeks before the fight. Yeah, I sparred. I would say I sparred a decent amount, enough for a fighter of my caliber that's got experience. You know, this wasn't my first time around the block doing a 12-round fight, getting in the ring with another monster or anything like that. So that for me, that's how I took it. I took it as we followed the procedure, so we did like all of the rehab that they needed to do, so on and so forth. And I tried to make my finger as strong as I could when I went back to the doctor.
One finger push
so that he could give me the okay to fight.
I did that too because they told me you got to show me something. You got to straighten it so I
Yeah,
can at
it
least
was
go
like
back to work.
like the referee. You guys
Hey,
show me something this
I
round.
was
Yeah.
like, man, I don't care if my butt hurts.
Yeah.
I'm straightening this enough to go
So
back to
I
work.
went here and I was like, see, it's all good. This. I was like, that's the only time it's straight. It's when I do it like that. But they gave me the blessing to get in the ring, and we followed the procedures as best as we could, and we made it happen.
You got 2 pens today. I just realized.
And that's crazy because so many boxers go through stuff like that, and And it's crazy because if you would have came out and said it was another boxer, another excuse. You were scared to fight Danny.
Andre Ward tore his Achilles or something crazy like that. Long time
Who he
ago.
beat?
Playing basketball.
I thought you beat
But
somebody with
this was early on in his career. And my dad was like,
You snitching right now? You
no,
snitching?
no,
I don't
it
no
was
snitching.
public.
Yeah.
It was public.
Yeah.
But my dad comes over to me with the article and says, "You're not playing basketball anymore." I don't think I was even pro at that point. And so I talked to him and we made a deal. Like, you got to put on ankle braces and all that kind of stuff, so on and so forth. And I think I went a long time playing ball until this happened. And then my dad was like, "No more ball."
So you wore all the gear?
Yeah.
So you look like 2007 Vince Carter on the Nets. When
That
And
bomb
Like,
on
he
the
was like
court.
Corliss Williams.
My dad was like,
Right.
out there.
My dad was like, matter of fact, we're about to renew our contract, and I'm putting in your contract that you're not allowed to play basketball. So
And he's retired. We still haven't played basketball, by the way, just for what it's worth. Yeah,
But-
we mentioned when we had Dr. Vernal Lucas on Motivational Monday, with injuries, typically like in sports, there's a team that's there to say, like, there's a doctor, there's specialists that say, okay, don't do this for this long. The team is like structured. Boxing's like kind of just on you. Like, hey,
Every
good luck.
fighter.
Good luck. Figure it out. Like,
every fighter.
rehabbing and getting everything taken care
So
of.
when they said, hey, no hitting with the hand and all that kind of stuff, we got started a good 2 weeks at the least before they told us to, because we were doing what we needed to do. So
And then you broke the hand. What is going on there?
no, we're good. We're good.
It's part of.
He's like, yeah, my finger's still strong.
He's proud of it.
Yeah, brother.
Is part of. You mentioned you didn't mention it before the fight, and then when the reporter tried to talk about it with you after, it's a mental thing too, where once you admit it out in the open, now it's a reality in the back of your head too. Now it's a doubt. You're allowing a doubt to kind of.
Definitely the first thing that he just said. He said, you said, how did you spar before the fight? And then he's like, hey, don't do that to Danny Garcia. I didn't want people to look at this story and say, well, Shawn broke his finger and he still beat Danny. How good is Danny? Like, I didn't want what happened to me to be a reflection of Danny. And so that really was the number one reason why I didn't want the story out. I didn't want anybody to take anything away from Danny and what he can do or cannot do because Shawn Porter had an injury prior to the fight, So that was number one.
Still not to do that.
Yeah,
Tell
that
them.
was.
That's what they're gonna do now. So tell them.
Oh yeah, no, you can't take this boy lightly. Especially, I think he's moving up to 154. So when we see Danny in the ring again, he'll be at 154 pounds. It's been 2 years since he fought now.
Yeah, a year and a half.
Year and a half.
about a half.
We'll see him at
Tell
154.
him how hard them checked hooks are. Tell him how, come on, tell him how hard.
It was a great fight, man.
No. Tell him how hard it hurt.
You tell him.
He didn't get hit.
He
by
looks
that.
like
You gonna hit me? Don't hit me with the check. Look.
he just looks like a guy that hits a lot harder than 21 KOs and 36 wins.
Yeah. Well, he's that kind of
Like that doesn't quite do justice for how heavy-handed he is.
I don't know if his power carries the 154, man.
Yeah, we'll see. It'll be interesting. We also, I feel like we started with injuries. I feel like we all got to give a shout out to our guy Big E.
Yeah, man.
Covering, broken neck, man.
Man,
That's
that hurt me,
pissed.
man.
Are you mad at him or you mad at the injury?
I was pissed at the dude.
Yeah, to do the injury.
Yeah.
If you're not strong enough to flip a big guy like Big E, then don't.
Shouldn't be trying that move,
and
man.
I saw the clip before I saw that he was hurt, and I was like,
I didn't watch it yet. I ain't gonna lie.
that
Go ahead and
didn't-
play
that-
it.
That didn't look right.
Yeah.
I was like,
I didn't watch it yet.
it didn't look good. And then he
Thank
comes
God
out.
he's alive.
Well, he is,
Straight up.
and he is. We talked about it before when we had Andreas on, but he is just like the best dude.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
nicest guy, so charismatic,
Friend of the
extremely
show.
talented, friend of the show, of course. And
Super smart.
dude's in the hospital with a broken neck, and he's like posting videos like, "Hey, I'm doing okay. Don't worry about me. Appreciate the love." And then gives an update, kind of explaining his spinal cord's intact, which is again is great. But quick recovery or full quick recovery to him. But
yeah, man.
he is one of the best people you can meet.
I was so hurt when I saw that. I was mad at the dude. And you could tell when the dude flipped him, the dude put his head down. He knew what he had done, So
But,
But
Not often you see dudes his weight, guys getting that move performed on them.
Yeah.
I don't watch wrestling like I used to, but you didn't see too many Undertaker, Kanes, 300+ pounders.
Yeah.
It's usually not a move you try in the first place with guys that
Ouch.
big.
Yeah. Oh, you just
One of
not
the-
watching it, huh?
I'm sending it to you.
Oh yeah, one of the best dudes though. One of the best dudes out there. Hopefully,
Oh man, his energy.
it's
Yeah.
It's like there's people you meet in life that don't like. it's like you've known them forever.
Yeah.
Like you talk to Big E for a minute.
Yeah.
And it's like, he's like, I've known him 20
Yeah.
years. Like he's just and super nice, super caring with his time.
And that was what was said multiple times when we did the show with Andreas and also with Rhapsody. We all talked about just the kind of the energy. And I mean, I really wouldn't say I'm a person that looks for energy or anything like that, but I definitely recognize real game, recognize game.
Yeah.
And I'm always able to kind of feel somebody's energy and see that, you know, they're definitely worth spending some time with.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ryan. Roll a clip. I'm not watching. I was so mad at that dude.
Yeah, it just looked. I was like, yeah, that's just Berlanga. Yeah.
That's why you shouldn't be doing wrestling moves at home, kids.
Didn't.
Unless you're Batista or Brock Lesnar, I don't know if you should really be trying to flip a man that big.
Yeah,
listen.
something just looked off, and I was like, man.
My brother Marcus would pull the shout out to Marcus. I know he would pull. He
And
would
shout
pull
out to
the,
Mike. There's a shout out necessary for both.
because they're probably watching together.
Yeah.
You about to snitch again?
No,
You snitching now.
it's over now. But he would pull the mattresses out and then do the Triple H move on me.
Pedigree.
The pedigree. I would be crying.
Hit him.
If you could imagine, I'm like, no, no. And he would do it anyway. I had tears flowing down scared for my life that something like that would happen. As you can see, I made it through it all, but
Adversity
that
makes
stuff,
champions.
That stuff's scary, yo.
You talk about adversity. That no doubt. That damn the
Not a
walls-
soundbite.
the
Hold
walls-
on.
The walls of Jericho was people used to be put
That's
people in
what
the
they
walls
did.
of Jericho, and they would,
You're the baby, right?
Yeah.
Me? We talked about my brother on drugs before. I came into the house one time.
That was a
From,
long time ago. Nobody
you hit him with he hit you with a chair.
man, I came home.
right.
Damn near, my man made a championship belt out of my dad's cases of beers and said, "Oh, it's time to fight," and put me in the walls of Jericho, man, and just start beating me up.
That's the one where you beat me up. Oh, I got put in that too.
And
I was
there's no way
crying.
of I'm sure there is a way. There was no way for me to get out of the walls of Jericho. Like you were like, well, this is it. Like I'm stuck here forever.
And so I want to fight for real because he used to just piece me up, then get me down, put me in a wrestling move.
Hit you with the 619.
Yeah.
And I was little too, so you know when you take the arms, you could only see my arms, my hands waving.
Really
All that, yeah,
Like a
man.
cartoon.
Yeah, I got put in all of them. The sharpshooter, the walls,
man.
the ankle lock.
Yeah, never. That's never a good
Kind of
time.
hot in here, isn't it?
It's always hot in here.
Hey,
But
listen.
should we talk about boxing?
Did
Well, yeah,
any of
let's-
us ever get to do that to somebody, or we all got it done to us?
Oh yeah,
didn't
no,
we?
I got him back. I
That's
started
what-
getting big.
Not me.
You
Nope,
had something
neither,
other
neither.
than boxing you wanted to?
Yeah, let me do this real quick because we were talking about Big E.
okay.
And we were talking about, you know, the energy, how nice of a guy he is, so
Yeah.
on and so forth. I ran into a couple guys while I was at the car wash the other day, and we just stood around talking for a hot second. We spent a good 20 minutes together, just kind of just talking. You know what I mean? And
Talking your way out of paying for the car wash.
They're asking questions and I'm answering, you know what I mean, and all that. And they mentioned like, yo, we love the podcast. And you know me, I don't think nobody watches. So I'm like, oh, y'all watching the podcast? They're like, man, we love it. We watch every episode.
That clip didn't
Hey,
make
shout out to
it on
them
the
guys.
list,
I
by
need
the
to
way.
I need to find a car wash guy.
Shout out to Maurice.
Where is that?
Shout out to Aaron and shout out to AK Alkin. And Alkin actually has a family member in boxing. You know Kendrick.
Lamar.
Kendrick, the reporter
Yeah.
from Texas?
Yeah.
Big Kendrick?
Big Kendrick. Yeah,
Big dude, yeah.
So we there kicking it, and he said, "Yeah, you know my cousin, blah 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 blah." So yeah, man. Just overall, man, was a good time. Out this weekend, just seeing fans and roll the clip right quick.
just want to know, Champ, you fly as hell. Who chasing you, brother? Give me your number. I want to look as good as Champ.
It's all me, man. But I got a clothing line coming out soon, man. We definitely gonna drop it before the summer.
Blessings,
Yeah,
blessings.
yeah,
You
and
deserve it, man.
it's
You be
affordable for everybody, man. Anybody can wear it.
Hey, Steve Harvey, the champ is coming, man. Yeah. The champ is coming.
That clothing line's coming out at the same time as Detox, but
Oh.
never.
Oh, look how you did him.
But listen, man, those guys were great, man. Great energy. And again, shout out to Maurice, Aaron, and Alkin, AK is what they call him. But I just wanted to say that because I had the opportunity to meet somebody else again yesterday.
Yeah, you out and about.
I was involved yesterday. The WBC has done. They've basically done a compilation of some of the biggest fights during the decades that the WBC has been involved with boxing. And I'm assuming that one of my fights was included. They asked me to come down and sign the book that they put all of this in, photographs.
Okay.
Photographs basically telling the stories of the
fights.
fights, whatever. And I mean, everybody's in there, of course. You got Sugar Ray versus Duran, and kind of, you know, the list goes on from
As long
there.
as it's just the first one. Second one never happened.
It was the second one. And the photographer, we again standing around talking for a second, and he said to me, he told me he had an opportunity to meet all of these different people, and he said I had an opportunity to meet Muhammad Ali, and he said I want, just to, so you know how important Muhammad Ali was to me, I named my son Cassius because of Muhammad Ali. And he says, you know, they say never meet your heroes. And I had never heard that expression before. Really? Yeah. And he says, I said, really? He said, yeah. He said, well,
Because they often let you down.
he said, well, you're an exception to the saying, but they often let you down. And I said, oh, okay, that makes sense. He said, but Muhammad Ali was not a letdown, and neither are you meeting you right now. And I, of course, was very gracious to hear that, but just kind of saying that, and we'll close here. But from Big E to Showtime Sean P, and the list kind of goes on. If you happen to see me out, don't be afraid. Don't be nervous. Anything like that. Remember, we ran into the guy. He just kept on walking. He knew exactly.
His girlfriend. You talking about?
Yeah.
His girlfriend busted him out.
Yes, we're in San Diego, and somebody just walks right by,
And
and
she
I
said-
get the respectful nod.
Yeah.
And they got about 10 yards away from us, and she said, "He wants a picture, but he's scared." I'm like, it's all good. Come on. He said, "Man, I ain't want to bother you, champ. Bother me, man. It's all good. I appreciate the energy. I appreciate the love, the support for myself, for my guys, for the podcast."
Yeah. Apparently cut off the clip.
Oh,
of the car wash
and
guys
also
not shouting out the
for
podcast.
Anthony Bernard, my man been gone.
Yeah, man.
We don't know what you be doing.
I can't even say why I didn't make it last
Yeah,
week.
He was doing.
He's got a baby.
He was doing film studies.
Nah, it wasn't the baby
Oh,
fault.
yeah, you were here in
It wasn't the baby fault this time.
Nah, he was doing film studies. He's gonna come with some gems today.
There you go.
If it was up to Anthony, I would have been here last
You
week.
were watching that Michael McKinson tape.
Yeah, whatever that was.
Yesterday,
I guess Chris Congo.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, so yesterday we had quite a fight yesterday.
Yeah.
The zone card was about 15 fights too long, but
Yeah,
nevertheless, yeah, usually. But yeah, main event.
Sandy Ryan fight was good. I heard. I didn't watch it.
Yeah, Agyarko is a pretty nice prospect.
Yeah,
as
he
well.
was boxing well.
Yeah, he's
yeah, on
pretty
the
solid.
outside. Yeah,
But yeah, the main event, Leigh Wood and
About to say, let's get to that.
Michael Conlin. So the first round, the end of the round, we're like, man, that was a really good round, and then all of a sudden, boom, laid him out with the left hand. Do you ever realize?
I thought the round was close,
I thought
relatively
it
close.
was over.
It definitely
Until the
was.
knockout.
Do you ever think, because and they mentioned, and you kind of mentioned as well, that Conlon was doing a lot of throwing hooks to the body, and then you just don't throw it to the body, you bring it up to the head because they assume it's to the body.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's a heat of the moment thing, but for a second, you're like, this isn't going to my body. This is going straight for me.
Stupid.
in the last millisecond.
You like block the body, and you're like, I didn't feel anything.
I text you. I said, "Yo, that was amateur hour," because I mean, I learned how to set that punch up a long time ago.
And then he got hit with it next round.
Yeah, and it's really, it kind of, you're not supposed to get hit with that. You're supposed to know, like, this guy threw a jab to my body a couple of times without coming to my head. The jab to the body is to set up the headshot.
Yeah.
This jab to the body is not to score a point. The jab to the body is not to even hurt nobody, because 9 times out of 10, you're not going to hurt nobody, especially if you're not putting your body weight behind it. So when he comes up top and lands that hook, I was like, yeah, that was supposed to happen to you, buddy.
Yeah,
And that's how the first round ended.
Isn't it tough though, Sean? Because you're expecting the straight left, and then the guy sweeps it. That makes it harder to get out of the way of too, or
Which one?
the
Throwing the
left
jab
hand.
to the body?
Well, he's
just
saying instead of throwing a straight left,
maybe that's what it is. It's like, okay, now I know after that jab to the body, something's coming up top,
Yeah.
but you still get fooled by just by the way the shot's thrown.
Yeah, it wasn't, and I said it wrong. It wasn't the jab to the body. It was the straight left to the body. But you read your guide. Like, the straight left, he's not sitting on the punch, which means, and he's not even touching me, which means he's not.
That was such a good knock.
That's not his intention. His intention isn't to hit me. His intention is to set up the punch that he wants to hit me with. And that's why I said, like, yo, that was kind of amateurish. you supposed to know, like, do your math. Like, he went once, he went twice. He's not going to go again. Oh, he went again? Okay, he's not going to go. Like, you're supposed to be doubting that punch coming back to the body and expecting the headshot is how it's supposed to be.
I'm telling you, there's a millisecond where I feel like you're like, well, that one didn't hit me in the rib cage. So
I thought the guy. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, real talk. Like, when I got put down by Adrian Browner,
yeah,
that was the thought I had.
You're like, uh-oh.
It was like, oh,
we're going down, buddy.
Hey, I thought it was like one of them situations with Shane Mosley, Floyd Mayweather, where the guy shot his load. I'm like, dang, he blew it in the first, and then he's throwing it in the second. But my man fought a good fight all night until the 12th round.
Yeah, wobbled him multiple times throughout the fight, and then the scorecards end up coming out. We'll obviously get that ended, but he was ahead, but it was really close. And then 12th round,
Bernard Hopkins, he got pushed out the ring.
He got hit. I'm sorry. When he got hit, and he almost
was 51 years old.
Hey, let me say this real quick before we get to the knockout.
Yeah.
In the third round, Conlan was tying up.
Yeah.
Especially after that knockdown in the first round, you should not be looking to tie up your opponent. You should be looking to keep your hands free and work.
Yeah.
That let me know he was tired.
And he mentioned that afterwards.
I said, you know what? And I told you through text, I said, yo, something else was going on with this knockout. We'll get to it, but I was like, it couldn't have been just the punch and all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna start live tweeting these fights during the fights because I had thoughts in the third round. I'm like, why are you tying up? Yeah. And then it continued on. I was like, okay, you're winded. You're not where you're supposed to be physically for this fight. So I'm gonna start live tweeting because I saw what happened. I not to say I wasn't surprised, but at the same time, it looked like so much more to me because
I was extremely surprised.
Yeah,
he gets up in weight sometimes in between fights. Could that be it, Shawn?
Definitely. How are you losing the weight, and how long is it taking to lose the weight? You know what I mean?
You say 20 pounds.
I say 15 pounds. 20 if you got your routine down.
Feeling bold.
Yeah, 20 if you got your routine and you know what to do when to do it, 20 pounds is for a guy that's like training regularly but taking some days off.
Okay.
And then is willing to start camp before the fight's announced. The guys that start camp before the fights, after the fight's announced, you should be between that 10 and that 15. Because if you're waiting 6 weeks to get ready for a fight, it's never going to work for you. And a situation like this might happen.
Yeah. And I don't, the 11th round, there was a knockdown that was close. Not sure if he got knocked down at that point, but
yeah, he did.
Ended up not mattering.
It was a legit knockdown, but he did slip.
He did look
Right.
like it.
Yeah.
And he was reeling from a couple shots.
Come on, man. The ring catch him. People on the side of the ring.
He was only up a point on 2 of the cards,
Yeah.
so he was not going to win that fight. Even if he got back up or if he wasn't dropped, Wood was on his way, even without a knockdown, to retaining the title on a draw. But
yeah, that was, so he gets hit with the shot and literally
Did he get hit with a shot? Or was it a trust fall?
No, he got hit with the shot, and if it was a trust fall, the trust is gone. But
Leigh Wood believes in that right hand too.
well, yeah. So he hit him, and for a second I was like, damn, he's out cold. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh shit, he's out of the ring because he got hit, and then all of a sudden just went poof, and just went straight back. I think it was actually his family that tried to catch him. They said, but
Hold on. That was his family? Come on.
They run up.
You out the family.
Yeah, so they run up. And
You out the family.
And there's Carl Moretti with Top Rank too.
And it seems like, from what he said, he seems like he's good. He went to the hospital, got everything checked out. But
thank God.
is it not like, does it not just make sense to have some kind of padding on the ground? Like,
this will happen more than once. So, yeah.
yeah, like
Call Vince
again,
McMahon, get you some padding.
Like, doesn't happen all the time, but like that's like a disaster waiting to happen. You're falling out of.
Well, I hated it when it happened to Bernard.
To be hot,
Yeah, I hated that.
Say, especially with the rule.
Yeah.
People don't know this, but the rule is if you get knocked out of the ring,
20 seconds.
Is it 20?
Yeah.
I was gonna say 10.
All right, I believe it's 20. I believe.
I want somebody to do a WWE slide under the rope back in there. And just, but
Yeah, well, you got 20 seconds to get back in the ring. You know what I mean? Not to say that he was gonna be able to do that, but if you got, like you said, if you got some padding around the ring, I never considered that.
It just seems like, a lot of we know with the rings, a lot of these people, like, they set up the ring. That's their thing.
They got padding on the corners.
Yeah, just have padding. Like, just bring some padding with you. But Leigh Wood, gets the win.
Thank you, producer.
I would love
you
to
have
see
exactly 20 seconds to get back in the ring. if you get knocked out.
I would love to see that is the WBA website, but I would love to see a rematch.
Yeah.
I don't think it
Yeah,
happens,
hell
but
yeah.
I would love
Absolutely.
to see it. But and Leigh Wood he's obviously got some power.
Show some
clearly.
dog.
Yeah, he got some dog.
Show dog.
Came back, but
Show dog.
yeah, he's not. I'm sorry, Eddie Hearn. You mentioned Emmanuel Navarrete after the fight.
Superstar.
He might
Absolutely.
Navarrete might uppercut him out of the ring, not through the ropes. He might have him over the ropes.
Navarrete.
Business move, Carson. Business move.
Yeah, whew, I don't know. I would like the one they mentioned. I think makes more sense is the winner of Warrington and Martinez.
Obviously, that
Stay over there. You know, European matchup. But no, I do not think he.
You're underestimating Leigh Wood a bit, aren't you, mate?
Well,
No.
wait.
You think
I do not.
Navarrete just blow right through him? I don't know. I
Yes.
might fancy Leigh Wood.
Well, wait.
It's a good fight to make.
126.
Wow, what about your dot?
Leo.
Yeah, what about dot?
Technically, they're both going back to
Because he hasn't
WBA.
defended that belt in years.
Technically, they're both WBA champions.
Here
Leigh
we
Wood
go.
and
But
Santa Cruz.
seriously, mate, you can't underestimate
It's
Leigh
dead.
Wood after
dead.
Saturday. You can't do it.
No, he's
If we go to war off of that,
no.
nothing to do with it.
he kept going back to the accent. I was like, yeah, I got you. I'm not underestimating him. I got you. But,
Hey man, all day and all night with me because he got all the confidence it takes to do it.
Yeah, no, he be killing it.
but yeah, no.
I'll be like,
I just want I'm trying to get him to do a black person on live, but he don't want to do a black person because
Yeah.
then we're in difficult times.
Yeah.
Okay.
Leigh Wood gets the win.
how's that? Like, let's just address it real quick. Like, it's easy for us to
you
do
can
it.
say that,
Yeah, you know what I mean? But it's like, yeah.
Hey, but we can do a white person all day.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's easy for us to go there. And then if he shoot it back at us, it's like
Well, 'cause
I get tight.
Well, because most of the time it would be, to touch on it briefly, it would be like it would be something like it would be something stereotypical.
Right.
If a
Right.
white person were to do it, they'd be like trying to exaggerate it.
I'll use my credit card.
No. Yeah. Oh, he went. He
that
went.
was white. That was
I know
white.
what you're talking
Hold
about.
on.
You made me nervous.
Yeah, good,
I did.
perfect time.
Oh, Anthony.
But so moving on from that,
Oh, my bad, Carson.
Continuing on.
Is that the Sean Zeitel that isn't here?
Michael Conlin is good. Leigh Wood won. Cool. Move on
After
from
that conversation, I'm like, I heard him say the N word.
You started stuff.
but moving on from there again.
You know, Conlan lost, but I do. He did a good job switching in the fight.
I'm not sure
He switches well.
and I'm not sure if he doesn't win a rematch, but it'll be fun.
Oh, he's got to get together.
Yeah, and Leigh Wood's got to get his defense together.
Dang,
I was
Carson.
waiting on you to, like, they never said anything medically like he was dehydrated or anything like that.
Didn't seem like it.
Look at Ben
For it to
Davison
be
in
the-
the ring, elbow in the ring.
For it to be the
I think it was actually Jake Donovan that tweeted that. I mean, I'm sure
that
that's not
allowed?
a rule, but there's no way that's
He's
proven.
a back
You're not
home.
allowed to be on the apron.
He's at
Oh yeah,
home.
remember? Yeah,
He's
yeah.
at home. He's the boss at home.
Yeah,
he's-
He's,
That's
he's home.
crazy.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
that's as casual as I watch fights. He's just like leaning in there. I was waiting for him to pull a drink out and just like take a drink or
I
something.
mean, I
Man,
dig
I-
it, but it's not legal per se.
What if he started? What if he started doing the Ultimate Warrior and started shaking the rope? But
No, Conlin's got to get it together.
Yeah.
He's got to get himself physically ready for 12-round fights. He's not supposed to clock out like that in the last round, especially with everything we know about this kid. He's not supposed to clock out like that in the 12th round. So
That might be a frustrating moment if you're a Mick Conlin supporter, 3 minutes away from becoming world champion.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that happens. Yeah, so I was super surprised.
That was the moment right there where it started to look bad for him. That sequence where he took a number of body shots in the 10th round. That's where, although he does come out in the 11th and he lets his hands go and tries to get him out of, tries to stop the momentum. But you could see right here that gas tank is starting to run pretty low. Yeah.
Should he have conserved more in the 11th? And then
No,
just
because
blown it?
then you suffer the slow death and you don't keep the guy from coming off of you. So Conlin showed a lot of guts in the 11th. He let his hands go. And actually, right before he got dropped, he was busting up Wood with a good combination. But
my man.
yeah,
Holding on right there.
Yeah.
It looked like he locked his glove together.
I think Leo beats him.
Okay, that beats him.
Yeah, I think Leo beats him.
Why you call him that?
Because he does a lot of
Because
punches.
I feel like his punches don't. I feel like I can just take him like.
he was sitting on
No,
some
no,
of
don't
those
hit him.
shots
Don't have
in that
him
last
calling.
fight.
Yeah, he would lay me out with the first one. First one that hit me.
He's too nice. I couldn't even get him to put on the glove and touch you one time.
He was hitting Javante with some stuff, but I mean, he didn't go nowhere. But
Yeah.
That was a good fight while it lasted.
And then you mentioned Michael McKinson earlier.
Yeah.
Vergil Ortiz Jr.
He's better than, I think when a fight like that gets announced, you're like, this guy has 2 knockouts and 20 or so wins.
My kind of fighter.
He can box, Michael McKinson. I still
British.
Yeah. But he's southpaw, rangy, and Shawn, this guy hits harder than 2 knockouts. I'm not saying, he's no puncher.
Yeah.
But when you watch him fight, he's got something on his shots more than those 2 knockouts
He's
show.
a very accurate puncher.
Yeah.
As well. So while the shots might not knock you out, they're landing in there, at least making you think a little bit.
And he's rangy.
Yeah, this is a good kind of fight for your guy Vergil, though.
Very good because, if you're good, the 2 best guys in the division are southpaws, Spence and Crawford. McKinson's a southpaw, and McKinson,
Hell, throw Boots in the mix, and he
Right.
can switch too. So.
Right. Well, I forget because he can fight so well both ways. But one thing, McKinson, he brings a little bit of what a Terrence Crawford. Obviously, when you're building up, you want to get a taste of what's at the top level with certain different styles. And Vergil's been doing that. He got the tall guy, he got the strong guy, and Mean Machine, the tall guy, and Hooker. Now is his first, little crafty southpaw. And I think this will be good for him. I think early on, McKinson will touch him up, and it'll take Ortiz a little time. But McKinson with that low right hand, he's not. He relies on his range a lot, and it's not like he has a whole lot of defensive moves. So I think Ortiz, as the fight goes on, will get to. Shawn talked about last week on the podcast when you face a counterpuncher, you throw in combination, and you start with your own jab and then bait their counters out and then counter their counters.
Yeah.
And that's the game Ortiz is going to have to play throughout this fight. I think he'll get to him as it goes on and maybe get him out of there in the second half of the fight. But this is a good fight for his development.
If McKinson doesn't have enough kind of stick on those shots, Ortiz gonna walk through.
yeah, he's literally gonna just.
That's what he does.
Yeah.
He's just
Because as we know, Vergil Ortiz, that's kind of his MO. He's like
My man
Michael
just kinda
Myers.
be like,
He just-
my face is my defense.
Yeah, he
worse
doesn't-
kind of worse.
Yeah, he doesn't worry about that. But yeah, I think he is. McKinson, he's a good fighter. I think is, like you said, is probably better than maybe the initial reaction was. But he'll test him. He's gonna show him, maybe tighten up your defense a little bit. But I do think at some
We've been
point,
saying that for a couple of fights now.
yeah, I think at some point it's gonna be kind of like an avalanche where Vergil Ortiz is just gonna be like, okay, you can't hurt me anymore.
Yeah.
So,
But early on,
Yeah.
he'll probably getting touched a little bit, but because he's a good sharpshooter and he's rangy, McKinson.
Who we want to see Vergil in there next? That's really gonna test him.
tell him, tell him.
I want Ellis, and then go ahead and do the Crawford fight since you're rated number 1 WBO. I mean,
You want to see him get taxed?
He thinks he beats him. Go ahead.
I know he thinks.
scared money don't make money, right? Sometimes you gotta. Sometimes like Munguia and Charlo,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, yeah, it's like
it's
throwing
a big
Canelo
risk,
in there
but-
with Floyd. I mean, he's going to take the L most likely, but obviously you think he got shot. Most of us think he's going to take an L, but I guess it may be so early on in his career. We may forget. Maybe it's a learned lesson.
I still think he loses to Rashidi if they fought. But it's you mentioned getting tasted.
Crawford by knockout.
Oh yeah.
I think
Against
Crawford
Vergil.
stops him.
Oh yeah.
How you think he beats?
Yeah.
Crawford doesn't win decisions anymore. He's knocked out 10 in a row. So.
How we get there?
Hey, you don't look at him.
My man he went hard in the paint right there.
Oh,
Didn't
no,
he?
I didn't.
He went hard in the paint right there.
He said 10 in a row.
He been waiting to say that.
And you were
statistic.
number 10. He said, you know how he got the double digits? You.
Apparently, too, some people are trying to say I'm like a Crawford hater all of a sudden, even though he's the best welterweight in the world. But I guess
Second best is not bad, for sure.
You think he can
Behind
stop
Errol.
Crawford?
Ortiz, I just think it's a good fight.
Okay.
It's a good fight. It's a good fight.
Everybody's overlooking.
And especially if we're not going to get Errol Spence,
Yeah.
which there's no momentum really moving towards it, then fight this young undefeated lion right here, you know?
I'm with it. I'm with it.
Yeah. I'll be curious to see what he does with McKinson.
Know anything about his background, McKinson? Amateur wise,
He not much. Just he had a good amateur career.
like extensive amateur
Yeah,
career,
yeah,
even
no.
though he didn't win any of the big stuff.
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
gonna.
know.
I mean,
I just know he had a good amateur career. He had over 100 fights, but
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
also the problem. So I'm biased towards people that
Yeah, I saw that.
nickname the
I saw
problem.
that.
But he can throw, doubles up the jab. He's got fast hands. So
He slaps.
yeah, I'm down for that.
Oh, Shawn, you're looking at him right now? Yeah, he.
But he looks funny. You call him he looks like a problem, not in the sense of someone that's gonna challenge you or hurt you, anything like that. But just his boxing style is different. That's why I asked about his amateur background. From my experience, those English guys, they carry their hand low, and if they don't carry it low, they carry it high like this. He's the one that carries it low, and then he uses it more often than a lot of people are used to at the pro level. I think I was just one of a few guys out there that would triple up on the jab, definitely double and tripling up on my jab. And McKinson, he's using his jab a lot. A lot of professionals aren't used to seeing that. So yeah, I see a problem.
How would that give Vergil trouble if there's not a lot of power but a lot of jabs?
Well, the thing about Vergil, and we've seen it so many times, Vergil takes a lot of punches. It's almost like you call him Mike Myers. Like, it's almost like he doesn't care to that he's getting hit. He knows that what's on the back end is much harder and it's worth it. And so with that being said, I don't see it going the distance.
Nope.
I do think that using the jab the way that he uses it and uses his feet the way that he likes to use his feet, those are the problems that he presents. He's going to make it hard for Vergil to get close to him. It's going to make it hard for Vergil to land that shot that Vergil wants to land. Vergil doesn't strike me as the kind of guy that gets frustrated very easily. But this is the kind of guy that will frustrate you.
Yeah,
so while we've never seen it, you're getting in the ring with the guy that can definitely pull the things out of you that nobody else has been able to. Yeah.
You know who he's got some
and it's
of
what
them
you
in?
want to see along the way.
He's got some Jack Catterall in him.
You think so, huh?
He reminds me of Jack Catterall a little bit.
Yeah.
Even the way he holds his hands. Yeah.
I could see that for sure. And then the undercard, the co-main is Blair the Flair.
Woo!
Yeah.
and Alexis Rocha.
We said this so we need more WWE in boxing. He's giving it to us and some.
He might lose this fight, to be honest with you.
But yeah, Alexis Rocha was not a bad fighter.
No, he's got one loss too.
To Rashidi Ellis.
Boom. He comes back.
These undefeated Golden Boy welterweights, man. They having a little tournament almost.
Yeah.
But
I'm not Blair the Flair is he's a character. That is probably the
That's what we asked
That
for.
is the most understated
an
way you can
insane
put that.
story.
Yeah, you good.
Yeah, I don't know. Blair the Flair. I saw.
What's Blair background? Like,
I believe his father.
Where'd he come from?
He's
forgive
from
me,
Philly.
Blair, if I don't have it 100% correct, but something like his father was like a drug lord, and they were living in Mexico, and then he was in Mexico and moved to Philadelphia, or the other way around, but he's lived in Philly and
dad
Mexico.
was a banker this whole
Yeah, yeah,
time.
yeah.
My dad
No,
never
no.
did.
Like, why you
My
bring
dad
his
was a
dad
cop.
into it?
My dad was a cop.
What the hell?
No, he has a crazy backstory. I can't-
Where's he getting boxing? In Philly?
Philly, yeah. I think
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't know. I saw
He claimed Mexico on the video that I saw.
Yeah, and I saw Errol tweeted and was like, "You guys are listening to a 32-year-old prospect, so let's."
He said 33 years old.
Is he 30? Well, either way, however old he is. But,
Maybe Errol.
For a minute, I thought you were talking about Sean.
oh, no, Sean,
I did
just,
too.
Sean just graduated out of prospect. Field.
Hey,
I read it like
That's so
10
funny.
times, Sean.
I was like, no, he not talking about me.
I said, he don't like Ric Flair.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that saved me.
That's funny, but yeah, and again, I mean, we mentioned we want the personalities, but I don't know
It's too much for you?
And he also got into it with
Jerron Ennis.
with Boots, and Boots was like, dude, you really don't want to fight me. Like, I promise you really don't. Like, this is all fun. You're getting your name out. Like, I get it, but like, and Bozian, Boots' dad came over and was like, tell him about the sparring. You jumped out of the ring. Like, you jumped out of the ring. So, like,
He is an athletic guy though, who definitely got some. It's the skills and the fundamentals that people question with Blair, but he definitely has some athleticism.
Hey, shout out to Blair, because if you wouldn't do all the other BS, I wouldn't know who the hell you was.
At
I'm not even
15,
gonna lie.
yeah.
I watched a
Yeah.
few interviews just because of
Limited.
the extra.
Yeah.
TV time and all
Yep.
that. Yeah.
yeah, that's a very fair
I'm
point.
literally gonna watch this fight just because of the extras.
Yeah, and he, like I said he could lose. He's not like a huge underdog. I don't think he's probably the favorite, but maybe. I'm not sure about the betting odds, but they also both fought Brad Solomon recently, by the way. Alexis Rocha,
Solid vet.
and Blair the Flair. But yeah, I don't know.
And he sparred a number of top guys, throughout the gyms in Vegas. Devin Haney and lot of fighters he's worked with. So he's
He is who he is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not sure I would be barking up the tree of Boots,
Yeah.
Bud, or Errol Spence Jr. But
I agree with you though. He's athletic and he's explosive. He's that kind of guy that will just kind of out of nowhere throw that punch that you don't expect and watch out. So he is that kind of guy.
Who was the draw?
he had it was a cut. It was like kind of in the middle there. But yeah, it was a cut, so it ended up being a technical draw.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he's been put down at least once.
And the thing too, if Boots is gonna not get his opportunities at the guys we want to see, in the meantime, I'll watch a Blair Cobbs fight.
Yeah.
You
Me
know?
too.
Oh man,
2 undefeated fighters. I'll watch that.
Oh, you meant like Blair against?
against Boots. In the meantime, if he's not gonna get Butayev, Stanionis, Ugas, Spence, etc., Crawford, I'll watch a Blair Cobbs fight. Instead of another Thomas Delorme kind of guy who's been around, who's had wear and tear, I'd rather watch him with a young, fresh, undefeated guy, even if he may be in over his head like everybody would expect. But I'll watch that.
I think that goes all bad. I think the second the bell rings, that's a bad matchup for him. But yeah, we'll see what he does because again, boxing.
Maybe he's going to wind up fighting Vergil. Maybe that's why he's the co-main.
Yeah, could
we'll
be.
See.
It's one of those things where boxing is one of those sports where you can talk trash in other sports and you have to go against each other. But like, if you talk trash, like you have to get punched by that person. So it's literally settled that way. So like,
but then the
you
game
can say
is
whatever. But
you don't supposed to fear no one.
yeah, of course.
so
And he's a little crazy.
Yeah, you got to be a little.
He's got
crazy.
some crazy in him.
Common Shawn Porter he's a little crazy.
Yeah. But we'll see what he does.
Common, Shawn?
Calm
as
as
calm.
You know me.
I got you.
You know me. Yeah.
But no, it should be an action-packed little 2-piece on DAZN this weekend.
Oh, 2-piece.
Yeah,
I like that.
see what I did, a little boxing
Yeah, I like-
bar, but and then we
That's
have
why he's the moderator.
and we have the young guys fighting in
Wolf
New York.
Blitzer over here.
The young guys on top rank.
Both on Saturday?
Yeah, both on Saturday. No Keyshawn Davis, unfortunately.
I know, that
has
sucks.
a non-COVID related illness that he's not gonna be able to fight.
Oh, yeah.
Non-COVID.
Well, that's what they said.
That's how it was
it's not
reported.
COVID.
okay.
Yeah, it's
All
not
right,
COVID.
sure.
Was literally how I read
Be
it.
specific.
Yeah.
That's a thing now.
Yeah, that's how it was read. So
People do still get sick.
yeah, definitely. But we have.
That's a shame, though. He looked so good with that body shot his last fight.
It was going to be fun. This is literally a showcase card for these guys, but I'll get to something in a minute. But
Okay.
Shushu Carrington on the card. Is it Jose Bauza? He's another nice prospect. He's fighting on the undercard there. And then Xander Zayas
Oh, this on the zone?
Against Chris Tavalis,
ESPN Plus.
the guy who beat Cassius Clay Collard. That's who Xander's fighting.
Yeah.
He was the guy who put an end to that Cassius Clay Collard hot streak during the pandemic.
And Xander was considered by many the prospect of the year last year. So let's see.
I edged it out just by a hair to Jared,
Yeah. And nobody's mad at you for
by a
that.
hair. But maybe just because he's a heavyweight.
And then the main event. I'm not going to lie to you.
I know, Carson. I know.
He might lose.
Okay, bro. No, okay.
He might lose.
Tell me
see
what
that
you guys
line?
think
I
of
don't
this.
think
But
he loses, but
I think Berlanga, he's got it. He's there. It's just the polishing up.
Yeah,
He's just got to get he's a diamond. He's just got to polish him up. The science.
Diamond, huh?
He's got it. He's
the
got
fame has come before the polishing.
True.
More shine
But maybe
and
what happened
polish.
last time in that Coceres fight on the undercard of Fury Wilder was a good, keep him grounded moment. Because he's got the big stuff in terms balance, punches hard, hands are pretty fast for a puncher. It's just he's working with Mickey Bay now, feints and
Cleveland
all the
Browns,
cute
of course.
shit,
Did we feel like he lost that fight? I can't remember.
No, we thought he won, but he struggled. Like he
got
struggled.
dropped.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
got
Is he out
dropped.
Is he out here?
Yeah, he's been training out here this whole camp.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Everybody's out here.
You gonna pull up and spar?
well, he fights this weekend, and
Maybe.
but
You like that style?
He's like,
I wouldn't.
Is it the style? You're like, I like that's my kind of style.
I'm not predicting officially for him to lose. I would like that to be clear. But
don't do that.
if we're sitting there Saturday night, Steve Rolls.
I was going to say, have you seen Steve Rose fight?
Didn't piece up Triple G a little bit.
He was.
like
But
in Berlanga coming off surgery.
Is that Steve Rowe's only loss?
Yeah,
Triple
his
G?
only loss is
Uh-oh.
Triple G.
and he was piecing Triple G
Uh-oh.
in the first 2 or so.
Uh-oh.
And if you look at, with Berlanga, so
He only went 4.
struggled in his last fight.
All that, and he went 4
But that
rounds.
was, let's be fair, that was That was Triple G. That was like, but so Berlanga dropped in his last fight, probably closer fight than it should have been. Is it shoulder surgery, elbow surgery? I think elbow. Coming off of surgery, and his next fight is against a guy that has been in there with some guys. I mean, he's been in there with Triple G.
Maybe he's a warrior. Maybe he's like Earl Spence.
He very well could be, and that's why I said I don't think he loses. But like, this isn't just a hey, here's a prospect, good luck.
Where's his birthplace, Carson? He will be fine.
Okay.
He will do just fine.
Get the check.
Where's Chris Colbert from?
We're not here to talk about Chris Colbert right now. We love you, Chris. And
Of course, I hope Chris Colbert is back soon. But let's not just assume that all Brooklyn natives are just a automatic victory.
last I saw, he still had the fastest hands in the division.
Maybe, but and also with Berlanga, even before that last fight, I think the power is maybe a little less than it was advertised to be.
He can crack.
Of course, I'm not saying he's Michael McKinson,
I think
but
he can crack, but you got to be standing in front of him.
yeah.
Well, that's what Mickey Bay and those guys are there to get him to polish up the science, you know?
Yeah,
So did he leave Andre?
No.
Okay.
Andre Rozier.
Is Dre out here too?
Yeah. Yep.
Shoot. Yeah, I'm pulling up.
yeah, your number must have changed. They didn't hit you up.
You retired now, Sean. They don't,
Nah, he don't want to be in the gym.
Yeah, offer some tips.
Nah, I'm
but-
pulling up this week. It is
Yeah,
what it is.
yeah.
With your
I don't know.
sparring gear?
No, relax.
To be
know,
fair,
right?
I wasn't sure.
The fight's next week.
they're in New York. I'm sure. The fight
I was gonna say,
Saturday.
hopefully they hear they ain't leaving until Tuesday.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
I thought
sure
you
they're
were
gone.
Be like peak week 2.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like that we mentioned it before. The knockout streak, the first round knockout streak, was not a gimmick, but it was something that all you heard. First round knockouts. Then he struggles a little bit, goes the distance, and then he gets dropped and struggles again. I don't know. The power is maybe not exactly what it was advertised to be.
Is this not what you want from boxing? Is this not what you want
This
from
is
a
exactly
boxer?
what I want from boxing, because you're getting them in there, like I said earlier, with the guy that this isn't just, hey, we're putting all these prospects on. And
Yeah.
he's gonna beat the dog shit out of him, and cool. Like Steve Rose is a legit fight. Like that's a legitimate opponent for him.
Yeah.
but
So this is what we want, right?
absolutely.
Okay, I'm hoping. I'm making sure.
Yeah.
Because dude's got how many first round knockouts did he have?
16.
He had 16 first round knockouts. You got somebody that is not involved with boxing talking about the boxing world, talking about him, but they're talking boxing. He gave people something to talk about. That's what we need from boxing.
He has star appeal.
And yeah, he's got star appeal. And then he went the distance and struggled a little bit in his last fight.
The fight before.
Oh, was it?
So he had 16 knockouts, and then in the 17th he went the distance and couldn't get the guy out of there.
Yeah, but then his very last fight,
And then he gets dropped.
he struggled in his very last fight.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely struggled in his very last fight.
But I was saying he
Needs
the,
better.
The struggle started the fight before is what I was saying.
Didn't really start though. I mean, like he handled that dude. He put him down like I don't know 6 times or something.
We had so much hype on the first round knockouts.
You're going from first round knockouts to going the distance. I would consider that at least somewhat.
And Carson
of a
considered
regression.
Nicholas
Stepped it up in
bum.
competition.
I don't know who was the guy.
Damon Nicholson. Yeah. He was a step up, but
23-3. You stepped it up in competition.
The guy before was 15 and
in one.
no, he was 15-0 at the time.
But I'm saying everybody's different.
I got
So
you.
even though you're 15-0 is 15-0, but are you a strong 15-0?
Yeah.
So he's stepping up in competition, and then in his very last fight, he fought an experienced professional fighter, and even got dropped by that guy. Learned that he needs to use better defense and keep his hands up. Learn how to get to a guy while punching, opposed to just walking up on someone. I mean,
Walking through the front door.
I feel like while being quote unquote being exposed, we see that there's a lot of room and potential and a lot of room for growth.
Did he have any knockdowns in that fight that I recall?
yeah, no, he dropped him. I remember him dropping him early, but the scorecards don't show it. But
I'm
I
saying-
know he hurt Cosares early in the fight many times.
Yeah, because all I saw there on BoxRec was that he was down. I didn't see that he put the other guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the scorecards only show 96, so that would mean there's only one knockdown. But I thought Berlanga dropped him early. He definitely hurt him.
I just
plenty early.
think that boxing gets very hard trying to fight, appease everybody, entertain everybody, all the while grow your career and be like all of that. You know what I mean?
You can't make everybody happy.
Can't make everybody happy. So like you got 16 knockouts and there's people like, oh man, you see the kids fighting again. And you got other people like, oh well, let me know when he's fighting somebody undefeated. Like, yo, like tune in, like enjoy the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it to an extent, but they're also
You seem unhappy about 16 consecutive first round knockouts.
That's fine. And then he got dropped in his 17th fight, so like, or his 18th fight, whatever it was, 18th. I don't know.
Remember this?
What is this here? Yeah. I don't
So I'm
know.
showing the knockdown from the. I'll send it over to you.
From
I said no.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, it's he's good. And again, you said he can crack. He absolutely can crack. Is he a bum? Is he somebody that I think that they were just hyping? Of course not. He's a good fighter. I just think he was at this point where it was 16-0, 16 first round knockouts. The 17th fight, he gets no stoppage. I don't know how many times he dropped him, but didn't stop him. And then in the 18th fight, you get dropped and you struggle.
Are you saying he's faking the funk?
No, I don't think he's faking the funk at all. I just think the hype maybe got him to a point where it was not too much too fast.
Like he said, yeah, that fame came before.
Yeah, and
What
he
you said, the polish.
Well, we know, you know,
said
Fat
something.
Joe and Tracy Morgan and a lot of celebrities took to him right away in New York.
Yep.
and he definitely has an X factor. He has a quality about him that you want to see, but especially Terror Squad's giving you a cosign. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what he does. I mean, he very well could come out and knock out Steve Rose in the first round, and then I come in next week. And
Well,
say,
I'm
an idiot,
curious
I
to
don't know
see what
anything.
happens now. I mean, like,
Yeah.
you go from being in Brooklyn and training in New York your whole life to now you want to get with Mickey Bay. Mickey's from Cleveland but lives in Las Vegas. Like, I'm curious, like, how did that connection begin? How did it get going? And then now I really want to see like where that effect happens in your career, like in this very next fight. I want to see if there's something different about him in this fight.
Well, Mickey is a lifer.
Ooh,
He's
pieced
always
up that dude though.
He looked like Sloth from the Goonies for a second there.
We did all that talking, but dude was looking tough.
Yeah, but then he
what fight is this?
buckled him again.
That's
That
very
was
like
his
his very last fight.
Yeah.
But Berlanga, and there are some questions about his chin that people have going back to amateurs, but he has the talent though to give us great big fights with Canelo and Benavidez in the future. I mean, you know, I'm saying he has the talent there to make it happen. He's he's younger than those guys.
I'm kind of like with Carson. I don't see that right now.
Yeah,
Not now.
Yeah.
Not now. With 18 fights, 23 years old. No, but
But when would you see it?
Is David? Is
2
Benavidez?
years from now.
Ooh.
2 years.
You don't think they're all going to be at 75? And he'll move up to 75 too, I guess?
Yeah, Berlanga's a good size, 68. He's 6 feet
He's
tall.
a big, we saw him at the at Boots' fight. He's a big kid.
I just think, you know, hey, Mexico versus Puerto Rico always sells. He could definitely do his part. Give him time, but he could take care of his part fighting Canelo and Benavidez.
He's a draw.
That's what I mean.
already.
He's a draw. He's a puncher.
I was just simply put, I think he's done what he needed to do to get here, and now he's got to do what he needs to do to stay here.
Yeah.
You know,
And get to the next level.
and of course get to the next level. But those small things, you shouldn't be getting hit by a guy that's got one eye closed and the other one half open. You shouldn't be getting hit with certain things, so on and so forth. So you know, I'm curious to see what he looks like next week.
Yeah,
Hopefully he's still in town. You kind of bust my bubble a little bit, telling me he's gone.
I would be very surprised if he was still in town.
Oh, we'll see what happens.
You know what's going to hurt Steve
Text
Rolls?
right now.
Is Berlanga's punches?
Yeah. Absolutely, man. Carson's brilliant.
Yeah, do it.
But Steve Rolls, and he is. Even though he was touching up Golovkin in that fight, he didn't have the legs to step around. And so he had fast hands and he was touching Golovkin up, but he couldn't box him. He was forced to stay in front of him. Now he's 37.
Can we get Triple G Steve? What's his name?
Steve Rolls too.
Yeah, can we get those highlights up there
Oh man,
from the?
he was hitting him with some stuff, but like you said, he wasn't like he
didn't
wasn't
have the
putting
legs
a
to-
boxing master class against him.
No, he was staying in front of him.
Yeah,
and I don't think at 37, you know, unless it's something he's really worked on, that all of a sudden he's going to have the legs he didn't show in the Golovkin fight. And if you stay in front of a guy like Berlanga for too long, it's going to be a problem.
He got them granddaddy legs too. He's 37.
It's gonna be interesting, I think.
Gennady can still punch when I went back and watched this.
That's
the last thing.
He'll still be able to punch forever,
Right.
Which is interesting. But yeah, I mean, he was hitting him with some stuff, man. I wonder how this card in New York. I wonder how it does. Maybe viewership wise and attendance wise. It'll be interesting.
Why say that?
Just because there's not like there's not a star main event, two great guys that everyone knows fight.
What are you doing to that?
Madison Square Garden.
I think
Is that Matt?
So
I think
Xander and Berlanga will fill that
Berlanga
place.
gonna bring him out.
Yeah.
and
especially-
Xander, yeah.
I think they could sell out the theater, not the big room.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
of course.
Yeah,
so Shushu ain't gonna sell no tickets.
Shushu's absolutely good. He's my favorite fighter on the card.
All right then.
You
All
know, he's
right
been sparring
then. Shout out
cash flow
Shushu.
too.
Nah, he's been sparring cash.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
I want to see that.
Yeah, no, Shushu is serious. He's serious. And Bauza, I don't know when Bauza fought last, but Bauza can fight too. Jose Bauza. But yeah, I think it'll be interesting because it is a card of just prospects, for lack of a better term. So it'll be interesting to see how they do.
I like what
how the
Tyron's
crowd
doing,
is.
man. They're doing the right things.
Yeah, I think
certain ways, yeah.
like Bob is taking a step back.
I don't think Bob's ever going to take a step.
Oh, his life taking a step back on Bob.
Yeah, I don't know. They have. I mean, we mentioned it before. I think they announced it actually the week of your fight with Bud that they signed Richard Torres,
Everybody.
Keyshawn Davis, Calvin
Sure,
Davis.
They
So,
cleaned up.
yeah, they really have like all of the. I
I
think
gotta smoke weed with Bob one day.
is it all? Is it all? You better hurry.
It's,
Is
it
you
all?
know, that's just what.
Yeah,
came to-
you only,
Hold on.
hey, you only got a couple days left.
I'm like Andy might turn this into
Yeah.
a clip, so here's my chance.
We're gonna talk about
Bob.
we're gonna
only
talk
got
about whether or
that-
not you're gonna be here next week.
Is it all? Didn't they? Sign,
We gonna start drug testing? Drug testing?
Tested.
Didn't they sign all of the prospects from the Olympic team?
Yeah.
I think the
Yeah.
entire team.
Didn't give my boy AH a shot.
Nah, but he did it in 2012.
Okay, okay.
Or was that 2016?
Okay, okay.
2012, right?
I was still thinking
That was
about Bob
2012.
Arum comment.
Are you what about AH?
Start
You
the
trying-
music.
Zaitel said, hey, smoke weed every day.
Hey, he gonna smoke weed. Bob gonna. No, I ain't gonna say that. He gonna DIE.
I heard he sticks to the eating.
Dang, you snitching! Stop! Why are we snitching so
Dang,
much?
this
on
is the part of
show
the way
today?
I also stick to eating.
I'm not going to
Just
introduce
food.
him, but and
yes.
Carson, Showtime. Y'all have a blessed day and pray for my man over here.
They should have made Charlo Munguia.
Hail Mary.
Pray for him. Pray
They should
for
have
him.
made that fight.
What is going on?
What's up? I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Ant. Follow me on IG Ant with 2 T's.
This is the Porter Way Podcast. This is Anthony Brunel, and this is Carson A. Merck. Tell him what to do.
Hey, like, subscribe, comment, follow us on all social media
Did you say
platforms.
subscribe.
I'm from Louisiana. I'll talk with a B. Let's do it. Let's do it again. Let's
All
do it.
right, just introduce yourself.
Okay.
And then tell him, and then you tell him what to do.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Porter Way
You're already.
Podcast.
You're already here.
Hey, this is our outro. We're gonna do it how we want to.
I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Anthony Brendall.
Carson A. Merck. Like, subscribe, comment.
This is the Porter Way.